I am done living my life as an insecure woman. I know that that is really going to take a hard hit on the economy because the economy runs on women's insecurities, but I'm done. I'm done being an insecure woman. I'm here to live, laugh, love my life. Hi love, welcome to Guided by Helly. My name is Helly and I'm guiding you to your dream reality. Why does it look like I have those arms under my, you know what I'm saying? Like when somebody puts their arms under you? I don't, I promise, these are my arms. Today's video, we are going to be talking about the most simple concept about manifestation that people love to forget, okay? And it is that your mindset will create your reality. I need you to know that no matter what, if you have never heard about manifestation before today, and this is your first introduction, hello, hi, welcome to manifestation, you have manifested your entire life, okay? Manifestation is not just, oh my God, I wrote on a piece of paper that I really wanted a 6'5" man with brown hair and this and this and this, and he worked in finance and he did this. Oh wait, what's that song? 6'5", finance, blue eyes. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that is not manifesting, okay? I mean, it is, sure. But manifesting is the simple fact that what you think and what you believe will create your reality, okay? And what is a belief? A belief is a thought that we think over and over and over again. A belief is literally just a thought, okay? And that's why we all have so many different beliefs. Beliefs are not facts. And I don't even know if facts are facts, okay? So with all of that being said, I want to introduce you or re-invite you, or let's just chat about the law of assumption, which to me is the most easy to understand law of the universe, which is what you assume will happen. People who assume that their life is miserable or life is hard or money is hard to make or relationships suck or men suck, they will find all of those experiences to be fact, right? What you assume to be is, period. So when we're talking about our beliefs, they are so important. They create our reality because our beliefs are what we assume. They're the thoughts that we think over and over and over, right? All men suck. That's a thought that I have over and over and over. It's a block that I am working to remove. And that is why I'm always talking about removing limiting beliefs and removing blocks. Go to like my last 9 videos. It's all like removing this block or this block is stopping you from blah, 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 blah. Because there are so many little teeny tiny blocks that are stopping us from living in our dream reality. And let me show you how important it is to tweak our beliefs, because there are 2 very different beliefs that you can have that will create 2 very different lives. And it's all down to this one simple thought. And it is, what is your purpose in life? Okay. Let's say you think your purpose has to be this grand, leaving a legacy behind ass belief. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my God, no, I must find it. And I have to leave this, and I have to XYZ, you're going to feel probably very small in this world. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I don't really have a purpose until I find it because it's this big thing. And that might not be something that you can really find until you're like in your 50s, 60s, whatever. But if you believe that your purpose is to just breathe in the fresh air of Earth and to eat the food that we have and to live this human experience, guess what? You've been doing that since the day that you were born. You have had purpose since the day that you were born, and you can walk through this life feeling purposeful since before you even understood how to say or what the concept of purpose was. You know what I mean? So it's like that one little thing about what is purpose and what purpose means is going to create 2 very different realities. And how do you find the fact of what the purpose of life is? You don't. It's a belief. It is simply down to belief. It is simply down to what you think over and over and over. So by changing, people who feel very small and walking through this life, and I must have this purpose and XYZ, if you change your belief on what purpose is by repeating to yourself over and over and over, my purpose is to live. My purpose is to breathe. My purpose is to love. My purpose is to smile. My purpose is to sing. If you repeat that to yourself over and over and over to the point that that becomes your new programmed belief, you have purpose, you feel big, you feel accomplished in this life since the day that you were born, all because of that one little teeny tiny belief. Do you see what I'm saying? So by going in and discovering the beliefs within ourselves that are stopping us from being successful or seeing ourselves as successful, we have to really, really dive into those beliefs to be able to even see anything. And that is what manifestation is. It is truly being able to believe something to see something, okay? If you don't believe that there are good men out there, good friends out there, good people, good women out there, you will not find good women, good friends, good people, good men, good whatever. You won't find it because you won't believe that it exists. So guess what? Imagine, this is how important our beliefs are. And this is a direct example of why our beliefs create our reality, right? So a man walks into your life and he is perfection. He is Prince Charming. He is everything and more. Oh my God. He's so hot and he's nice and he has a loving, caring family and he's respectful and he doesn't cheat and he does this and he does that and he's did it. But you have a belief system that does not allow you to believe that there are good men out there. You're still going to classify that good man as a piece of, and you won't be able to accept that that is a good man standing right in front. Even though it's a good man standing right in front of you, you will not be able to see it, believe it, hear it, accept it, none of that. And you will pass it right on by. And that is why our beliefs create our reality. And our perception is reality. What you think and feel is reality. That's why there are so many disagreements. That's why there's so much war. Actually, that's because of men. That's why there's so much miscommunications. That's why there's so much, because everybody has their own perspective, right? And everybody is projecting their own beliefs onto everybody else's actions. If I see a situation, like let's say I see two people break up, or let's say I see a relationship where the guy resembles some of the characteristics of my ex, and then I start looking at that situation and I'm like, oh no, girl, he's gonna do this and this and this to you. Like who the fuck knows? I just made that up in my mind because my guy that reminded me of him did that. And that was me just, I think, mansplaining, projecting. I was just mansplaining what projection is. But all of this is very, very important because we do create our own reality. So why don't we use this fact or belief to our advantage? Why don't we program our mind to believe better? Okay, really good example. I have spent a majority of my life being so fucking insecure, feeling like shit, feeling like I'm so ugly when I leave the house, very uncomfortable, not feeling beautiful, not feeling worthy of love, not feeling worthy of XYZ, not feeling worthy of compliments, spending all of this time doing all of these things. But every time I look back on a picture of me a year ago, 6 months ago, 2, 5, 10 years ago, I'm like, girl, she is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God, I didn't appreciate it. Meanwhile, I'm doing the exact same thing so that in 10 years I can look back at me now and say, oh my God, girl, she didn't even da-da-da-da-da. I'm at the point where I'm done with that. I'm actually done living my life insecure. I am done living my life as an insecure woman. I know that is really gonna take a hard hit on the economy because the economy runs on women's insecurities, but I'm done. I'm done being an insecure woman. I'm here to live, laugh, love my life. And so I'm going to do what I can to when the belief that is existing currently comes up that like, I'm not that cute. Stopping it in its tracks, stopping that belief in its tracks, and I'm rewiring it. And I'm going to prep myself. I'm going to have something ready for when that known belief pops up so that I can do the rewiring all day long. And I've done this before on many occasions. Therefore, I know that I don't have to live my life with insecurity very soon, girl, very freaking soon. So watch out, because when I have no insecurity, it is going to be over for you. No, I'm just kidding. I love you all. But I'm just saying that our beliefs, this is manifestation. This is all it is, okay? You don't ever have to watch another video in your life. This is what manifestation is. Your belief creates your reality. If you don't like your reality, change your belief. How do you change your belief? Rewiring with affirmations. My job here is done. Goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. But okay, let's talk more about that. Affirmations. What is really, really important, which I think a lot of people don't like to do, is looking at the bad. And I think that also maybe the talk about manifestation does create this idea that like, well, I can't even sit here and write out all the bad things because I'm going to manifest it. Let me tell you something. Negative vibrations, low vibrations move very slow. You could sit there and you can write down 1,000 things that you hate about yourself, and they're going to all start moving like this. Even if you're writing it out like, I am ugly, I am lazy, I am unorganized, I am unsuccessful, you can write them all out and they're just going to start moving like this. So slow. So then what you're going to do is you're going to then write the counterpart of each in the opposite. I should never be a teacher because what the fuck did I just say? You're going to write the opposite, right? So it's like, I am ugly, I am beautiful. I am lazy, I am hardworking. I am unorganized, I have my shit together. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to erase all the negative that is just moving like this, and we're going to repeat to ourselves the high vibrations. And those go fast, babe. Those are going to reach the universe a gajillion times faster, to the point where the negative ones that we just wrote out to find the opposite of is never going to reach the universe. They're going to be canceled out so quick. Oh, okay. I hate having news notifications on my phone, like killing my vibe, Jesus. And it's like totally within my control to change that. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna change that very soon. Also, like, I have realized, like, living a life that you actually enjoy and doing things that make you happy. I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and I was just telling her, like, for me, I discentered men a long time ago. Like, this is a complete tangent. I discentered men a long time ago. And to the point where I don't go to them for like romance. I don't go to them for confidence. I don't go to them for security. I don't go to them for any of those things, because I have realized I never really found it there. I always found it in my friends though. I always found it in my work though. I always found it in my like audiences though, you know, like I always found it in my communities. Like I always found it in myself. I always found it in God, but I never found it there. I find like fun there. I find like experiences there. I find anxiety there. You know what I mean? So like I just have really been, instead of trying to force certain things to make me feel happy and fulfilled, I have just been allowing the things that actually do make me feel happy and fulfilled, and like doing more of those. If I'm looking at this is why it's also important. This is such a tangent. It's also why it's important to really think about how you want to feel versus what things you want, because you might think that, okay, once I get this car, I'm going to feel so wealthy. I'm going to feel so secure. I'm going to feel so free. I'm going to feel so whatever. But like, you're so focusing on that car, and let's say the universe already knows, like, that's not going to bring you that. You're kind of creating this, like, block, or, like, not a block, but, like, you're creating this, like, mixed signal, because it's, like, the universe is like, girl, that's not going to bring you the joy that you think it is. So start asking the universe for, like, the freedom and the joy and the fun instead of the car. Bring up the things, the feelings, whatever, so that you can find those true things. Like, don't be like, I want a man because you think it's going to bring you love or bring you fulfillment or bring you romance. Be like, I want romance, love, and fulfillment. And then when it comes, if it comes through a friend, or if it comes through your work, or if it comes through like your family, like so much love can be given to you by your family, your friends, your job, your this, your that. You're not like discrediting that by seeking a man, okay? And if it comes through a man, and if the universe really does send you a man that brings you the security and the confidence and the this and the that and the this, then you accept it and you say thank you. But you don't reserve peace, happiness, and love and joy and romance for when the man comes, because you're just stopping yourself from being in love and romanticizing your life and doing all these things because you've built a belief. Oh my God, this ties back to the video. It's not too much of a tangent, because you've built the belief that I will only feel that when I have a man. You know what I mean? Like, open it up, change that belief. Like, I can find love and romance through all of my pieces in my life. And just because I'm finding it in my friendship doesn't mean that I'm X, Y, and Z. Like, if there's beliefs about love and what being single means, like, if it makes you feel like I'm not worthy if I'm single, let's work on that belief. You know what I mean? And removing that block, because that means that you are quite literally reserving your peace and your happiness and your love for a man. And sometimes that man comes and he's there for 6 months and we got the peace and the happiness and the love, and then everything changes. Okay, this is me projecting my beliefs. Whoop! Not gonna project my beliefs onto y'all about men. But if that message was for you, that message was for you, and I'm happy that that message found you. So to bring it back to what I was saying about beliefs, you can rewrite your beliefs today, tomorrow, next week, whenever they come up. Y'all, I'm so sorry my ear is being crazy today. Can she come out for a little bit? Okay, she's just gonna come out for a little bit. I am so sorry. But you can rewrite all of your beliefs to create the life that you want. And it is really... it starts with being honest with yourself. It starts with looking within. It starts with quieting the mind and seeing, like, what beliefs do I have that are, one, no longer serving me, or two, that were given to me by somebody else that it was their block to own. You know what I mean? It was their own barrier. I can let that down. I don't have to absorb everything that I've ever been introduced to. Puppy's having a dream again. and I can move forward with my life. I can free my mind. The best manifestors, because we kind of, okay, when we talk about like good manifesting, we talk about people who are able to create a life that they desire. But the reality is we're all manifesting all the time. I think I said that at the beginning of this video. Like, we're always manifesting all the time. But the best manifestors are the ones who have the most open mind. The ones who believe that anything is possible. The ones who will look at, so for me, this was an indicator that I felt like I have an abundant mind. Like, I have an abundant mind. It's because I can experience loss in crazy ways and still be coming from a perspective of like, I'm glad that the universe removed that. You know what I mean? I'm experiencing the grief of losing all of these things. Meanwhile, I'm excited for the next round. I'm like, oh my God, this next level in life, because I am, one, attached to nothing. And two, this is the example that was used by one of my, favorite little YouTube, not little, I don't know why I said that, favorite YouTube guys, Aaron Doughty. I think that's how you say his last name. And he, it's called, I don't know what it's called. Moving on. You basically watch your entire house burn down and you say, well, thank God I have no baggage and I'm so excited for what is to come next. Like, to watch something so traumatic and be there and be like, well, I'm excited because this means better is coming. When you experience loss, it always means that better is coming. That is a belief that I have programmed my mind to believe. Therefore, guess what? My life will always find better. My mind will always find better when I'm going through the worst parts of my life. Okay. There was a girl who talks about, I think she had a podcast called Manifesting Money, and I really wish I remembered her name. She introduced me to the concept that if your car is having trouble, that means money is on its way. If your bank goes into the negative, that means money is on its way. These are beliefs that I have programmed my mind to do. Therefore, when my bank goes into the negative, which it hasn't in a while, when my bank goes into the negative, or when I don't have a car, but when I did have car trouble, that meant that money was on the way and I would get excited. Imagine you have a flat tire, right? Popped a tire, boom. You got to instead of in your mind being like, oh my God, now I got to spend all this money, and something that could have completely ruined your day, week, month, and brought your vibration to the floor. Now it's something that brings you up. Because guess what? The tires popped anyway. You got to spend the money on it anyway. Might as well put myself in a receptive mode for money. Because as soon as I realize, oh, I'm having car trouble, my mind goes to, oh my God, money is on its way. That's the indicator. That's the indicator. And guess what? That is manifesting. Like, my mind will always seek out positive things in a negative situation. And yes, it's called toxic positivity to some, but I think it's gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Like, that's all I'm doing. I'm gaslighting myself and manifesting my dreams, and it's working. It's working. I haven't had loss that really was a loss in years. And when people say like, oh my God, this was such a hard year, I genuinely think that I gaslight myself so much into believing that every day is just so beautiful that I've been experiencing like I've been on this like chronic pain journey. I've had horrible situations with men. I've had XYZ. So like, I guess if I were to piece it apart, I'd be like, somebody might deem that as horrible. Somebody might deem that as whatever. But for me, when I started experiencing my chronic pain, it introduced me to a whole new job. Like, okay, a story I've told 1,000 times. I used to be a stripper. I started experiencing pain in my knees. Your girl has arthritis. And instead of being like, oh my God, I literally cannot dance anymore, like I'm losing my entire income, I said, and I kid you the fuck not, I literally said, thank you, universe. Oh my God, thank you for getting me out of the club. I wanted to so bad. I'm so excited for what's next. Within a month, I honestly don't even remember how many days. I need to start going back and looking at how many days it was between my last day at the strip club and my first day as an artist. But I literally became an artist, and my TikTok blew up, and I was making the TikTok fund money that was getting me by there for a second. And then I was able to sell my art, and now that's getting me by, and I'm in the process of starting my own business now in a field that I honestly would have never chose for myself, but I understand why it makes so much sense. And it was as soon as I let go and let the universe, and then just started saying thank you instead of planning. Like, in your life, it's almost like you need to be visual in the mind of what you want. Like, have have little movies in your mind of your dream life, but then just like take the back seat and trust that the universe is going to get you there. You know, you plug it into the GPS and I honestly don't even want to say like plug in your specific destination into the GPS and the universe will take you exactly where you want. I almost want to encourage you. No, I do want to encourage you to focus on like, I want a happy life, a joyful life, a abundant life, all of this, and allow the universe to bring it to you exactly what it is, because I would have never chosen to be an artist. I would have never chosen to get into fashion. I never thought that that was my path. I loved them all, but I genuinely thought that I was going to be like guys, this is my new cup, Amazon link in the bio. I dead ass was like, here's the plan. I'm going to strip for X amount of years, and then by then I'm going to be an influencer, and I'm going to be flown out on all these brand trips, and I'm going to be so famous, and everybody's just going to love me, and they're just going to watch me because I'm me. And that was my plan. That was my plan. Guess how much misery posting online has brought me? A lot. The universe said, girl, I'm not going to make that your main income. You're not going to prop yourself up on a camera every day. You will be miserable. We're not doing it, right? And so as soon as I let it go, and I was like, fine, then show me. Girl, they showed me. They said, you're an artist and you're going to be, I do faceless content now. And I make all of my money doing faceless content to the point where I'm like, guys, does anybody want to look at me? I kind of miss being on stage and like twirling and like everybody's like, you know? But yeah. All right. The universe just told me to shut up. I got the cue. All right. Message has been sent. I hope you received it. And with all that being said, again, we typically meet every Monday and Sunday. I don't know why I said again. I never said this before. We typically meet every Monday. We typically meet every Wednesday and Sunday. However, I've been posting on Friday because I've been feeling that vibe. So, happy Friday, happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, Saturday, if you watched it on one of those days too. And I will see you probably on Sunday, if not on Wednesday, for sure.